Today is all about keeping it simple, keeping your language simple. I didn't write it in your notes, but always remember the number one reason people have walked through our door, and that is to fulfill an emotional need. They need something, whether it's a birthday gift or a first communion gift or an engagement ring. They have an emotional need to walk through our doors. So let's keep the industry jargon out of our sales presentations completely until we know when it's appropriate to bring it up. Now, in number 2, I've written down several industry jargon terms that, like I said, if you've been in the jewelry business a year or more, you're going to start using. You're going to start using the word semi-mount. You're going to start using the word, IVVS1 or I1 VVS2. You're going to start using diamond, characteristics, or using this language before we know where the customer's at is simply going to alienate customers. There's no need for it. If you're using it to impress people, it's not impressing people. It's just making them feel stupid. So let's avoid that language. And you know what? You will get a feel for how much a customer knows as you go through the questions, as you go through those open-ended questions. What have you seen out there that you've liked? When were you planning on giving it? How were you planning on giving? You go through those questions and you're going to get little tidbits of information as to what the customer knows. And listen, if they don't know anything, there's no need for you to ever bring up industry jargon because it's all about them. All right, so focus on them. Forget about what you know about the industry. Keep that in the back of your brain and pull it out as you need it. I'll give you an example. We live in the world of the internet. This is, if a customer wants to know that information, if you've got an engineer, they're going to have that figured out before they walk through your door. Why? Because they don't want to feel stupid, and they want you to know they know what they're talking about. So they will give you great indications that they know what they're talking about when it comes to that. Then it's okay. Then it's okay for you to bring out your knowledge and say, but still always be honoring them and making them look like a superhero. Make them look like they're the smartest person in the world. Never try to one-up them on your knowledge, your diamond knowledge, talking about specific gravity or things like that. So again, it's a very tenuous area. You're going to want to just feel that out and make sure the customer is very comfortable with that type of language before you even get there. Like I said, we live in the world of the internet. They're going to get the information if they want it. Okay? And if they don't want it, that's okay, because the reason they're in is to fulfill their emotional need and not to go on a National Geographic diamond searching knowledge tour. Okay? So now, number 6 here I've written down, only use industry jargon as a feature. If you're ever going to bring it up, you're going to be talking about things like die struck. You're going to talk about palladium and platinum and 14 karat gold and the malleability of it. I get it. There are areas where we're going to need to be talking about those specific things, but only use them as a feature for the customer for what they're looking for. In the example I've given you here, Marcia is a weight training instructor. Okay, this is a true story that happened to me. It was a 18 karat gold ring, and it came back into the store and it was just mangled. And I found out she was actually a weightlifting instructor. Well, wrong ring, wrong application, right? So listening to the customer, finding out those questions, here's an example of how to use industry jargon as a feature. Hey Marcia, this ring is die struck in platinum, which means it'll be perfect for your active lifestyle. Because why? Because gold is softer and platinum is much stronger, along with the fact that it's die struck, which makes it even more durable. Now, if her eyes light up and she's excited about that, then you can go into more of an explanation of why die striking is incredibly durable. So if you're going to use industry jargon, number 1, don't use it. That's the rule first. Don't use it. Number two, use it very sparingly and only after you've found out what the customer knows. And number three, if you're going to use it only as a feature per the customer's need. Again, if you're talking about die striking and platinum for a little old granny, you know what? She's probably not going to be that interested in it. So you're going to lose her in your terminology. So keep it simple. Just remember, focus on why the customer walked through the door. Focus on the customer and their emotional need and romancing jewelry. Okay? And use your industry jargon as a feature.